HC is the largest single machine in the world, located on the border of France and Switzerland. Its stated purpose is to accelerate subatomic particles by the speed of light and force them to travel in a loop where they then collide. The secular media, rife with non-believers, scientists, atheists, and skeptics of the supernatural, have also all been in a buzz over the global discussion around CERN's seemingly paranormal associations. Although CERN doesn't publicly profess to an agenda in relationship to God or Satan, evil versus good, the spiritual realm as it would be described by Bible believers and so on, recall what some say was just a CERN ritual hoax, which involved video footage depicting what looks like an occult ritual with a group of people all dressed in black cloaks surrounding the statue of the Hindu deity Shiva at CERN, and what appears to be stabbing a woman to death in a human sacrifice. The video ends with the videographer crying out and running away, and of course, when the film became public, experts at CERN said it was all just a joke. But all this does suggest there is something more supernatural on the drawing board at CERN than what is being admitted. Even Adam Barker of Tech Bubble wrote of CERN a while back that with the LHC, CERN are expecting to find other dimensions and open portals to these dimensions. If you have the image of Stargate in your head right now, you're spot on. That's what he said. Now, Sergio Bertolucci, who is the official director for research and scientific computing at CERN, he was asked a while back about this extra-dimensional doorway by The Register, which is a London and New York operated science and technology journal. And he didn't hesitate with an enlightening response. He said, yes, out of this door might come something, or we might send something through it. Now, prophecy in numerous parts of the Bible refer to a coming day when portals will be opened and spiritual entities are going to pass through and come to the earth. Then the idea of CERN playing with gateways is a major concern. And if, as CERN claims, they're only out to explore space-time matter, particles, and the origin of our known universe and planets from exclusively a scientific or Darwinian-related perspective, if their agenda is unrelated to Bible prophecy entirely, then what is it with all this mystical symbolism that they knowingly are associating themselves with? Wouldn't it be more appropriate for them just to proudly display a polished statue of a particle or some artist depiction of the Big Bang instead of the statue of Shiva? So for those who have not yet heard about this controversial piece of art that CERN proudly exhibits between buildings 39 and 40 near the main building of their operation, it stands as really the most visible and celebrated imagery behind their work, Shiva. This is the Hindu god of destruction and a symbol of Shakti, or the life force. He is known very well as the destroyer.
Hello my loves, welcome back to a new video. My name is Jade Shinu and I help people reclaim back their power physically, mentally and spiritually. Now today we're going to be talking about a really important subject, and that is this conspiracy surrounding CERN. Now there are many people who are saying all kinds of things about CERN, how it's dangerous, some people are saying that it's not dangerous and there's nothing to worry about, etc. So I'm going to be elaborating on what I believe is the truth. Now, as you've seen with the video, you should now know the basics of what CERN is. Basically, they are a company that created a very high-tech piece of machinery, very expensive, called the LCH, which is the Large Hadron Collider. And they say that they've created this to basically try find the God particle. But they've also admitted that they've created this machinery to discover dark matter, to find dark matter. Now, they switched this on July 5th, so a few days ago, or a week ago, whenever it was. And they've also turned it on twice in the past. Well, what they've admitted they've done in 2012 and 2016. And it's quite interesting because since then, loads of people have reported Mandela effects, which means shifts in reality, things being different to what they used to be in the past. So go research that thing if you don't know what that is, as that's a whole other topic. But basically, whenever they do these sort of things and play around with energy and matter and dark matter and portals and all this shit, it normally has a ripple effect on our reality as we know it. It normally changes the timelines and the reality as we know it. So the main concern with CERN is basically people believing that they're going to open a portal to hell. So it's very similar to the series Stranger Things. There is a lot of similarities between the two, and it's very convenient and a bit of a coincidence how they actually released the last 2 episodes of Stranger Things right before they activated CERN, which was like a few days prior. And I watched the whole series as I've been watching it for a long time now. And basically what happened was they opened a portal to the upside down, which is basically the opposite of this world, which is a dark reality, dark matter. People just have this idea that there's going to be one portal created and just that portal, and then potentially monsters and evil things, demons can come through that portal. But the truth is, it's not that simple. It's actually far more complex and deeper than people realize. And there's a big scientific explanation about what they're doing and what is actually going to happen. So I'm going to try and explain it as simply as possible. What people don't realize is there are portals everywhere. There is dark matter everywhere. Even humans have minute amounts of dark matter inside them. And certain humans are portals, especially women. So, because we have obviously a direct portal to God, to source, to the spirit world, where we get pregnant, souls come in through our bodies to be born into this reality, this realm. So with CERN, what they're doing when they say that they're looking for dark matter, is basically dark matter is the opposite of matter, which is our reality. So this dimension is made of matter. Everything around you is matter. And it's quite orderly, it's quite dense, and it's quite easy to control. But the opposite of that, which is the upside down, the realm, dark, you can call it hell, is called antimatter. And this material, this dimension is extremely hostile. It's basically the pure essence of chaos, of disorder. It can't be controlled. Now, with the machine that they've created, they're not only opening portals to collect dark matter, because that's what they have now done, because obviously they've admitted it, that they've actually accumulated dark matter. They've also created a container to contain it in, because dark matter is an extremely unstable, dangerous material. It's the equivalent, basically, to put in perspective, 1 gram of dark matter is equivalent, its energy is equivalent to 4 nuclear bombs. It's extremely dangerous. So this is what I mean when it's pure chaos, because think of a bomb. What is a bomb? A bomb is just chaos. You can't control it and it causes destruction. So that's what it is. But what people don't know is with dark matter, it's like a hive mind. And this is what they present as perfectly in Stranger Things. Because in Stranger Things, in the upside down, which is the hell realm, dark matter realm, they all have a hive mind. They're all connected, as are we in this reality that we live in. Everything is connected because we all have the same energetic imprint. We all have the same energy signature. as do they in the dark reality, dark matter realm, in that dimension. So it doesn't matter how far they separate, it doesn't matter how far they go, there will always be a line of connection. So with CERN, what they're doing, they're basically collecting dark matter from a dark reality, which is the opposite of ours. So you can call it hell, okay? But basically they're containing it because it's extremely unstable. But what happens is once it passes through into our reality, it still has a connection to the other side. It still has a connection to their reality because it is the same energy. It has the same imprint. So this is what creates a portal. So it's now being able for things, it now basically allows things to pass through. It becomes a gateway. So with dark matter, demonic entities are massively attracted to it because it is their energy imprint. It is their energy. It's their home, essentially, because that's what they're made of. Completely, that's what they're made of. So with CERN, to make this more understandable, they are a very satanic company, as you saw in that video. They have the 666 in their logo. They do rituals, sacrificial blood rituals right outside where the facility is. This creates dark matter because remember, the reason that Satanists do painful, horrible blood sacrifices is because it creates dark matter. It creates the energy where demons can be conjured through. It creates portals, just like they show in Stranger Things. So with the demon and that, Vecna, every time he hunts someone down and he kills them, what does it do? It creates a portal to his dimension, to the underworld, to the upside down. So then things can pass through. It's exactly the same in this reality. It's exactly the same on Earth. This is why they do it. So the real danger here is basically what CERN are actually trying to do is they're not just creating one portal. They are activating many portals. Because the more dark matter that accumulates in their machine, the more it activates other portals that are currently on Earth, that are currently in this dimension that we are living in. The problem with this is basically with humans. They actually discovered in the 1950s through their own experiments that humans carry minute levels of dark matter inside us. And there's different levels of it in certain people. And some people are portals, some people are not. But the problem is when they activate dark matter with all the other dark matter that they are collecting from that dimension, it's going to make the dark matter activate in human beings more. It's going to raise it. So this will cause dire consequences and be extremely awful, because what will happen then is people will become vastly more violent, depressed, anxious, angry, rageful. They'll basically become chaotic. They won't be able to think for themselves. They'll be basically possessed. They'll be taken over by a dark energy that isn't their own. And this is why I keep saying that the most important thing right now that you can do is to be of a high vibration, which means the real meaning of that is basically to have a pure heart. Is to have faith in God, in Jesus, whoever you feel connected to. But whatever it is, you must have a connection to light. You must be of a loving frequency. And this goes for both people, of people who are either just dark or people who have extreme trauma. Because even if you're not an evil person who goes out their way to hurt people, if you have accumulated a hell of a lot of dark trauma and you carry that around every day because you don't let it go and you let it keep you in a very dark state of energy, a very low vibration, you will be affected by this. And another thing that this is going to cause, the dark matter, will be a hell of a lot more paranormal activity. So more weird things are going to be happening, especially to people who are actual portals. Because not everyone is a portal. They have the ability to be affected by dark matter, meaning that they'll get violent, they'll lose their minds, they can go insane. But however, not everyone is a portal. So certain people are, meaning that they can get directly possessed. And this is normally people who have the ability to channel. And this is why channeling is one of the most advanced, incredible things you can do, but it's also one of the most dangerous, because you are open to both sides. You are open to both high vibrational places, dimensions and beings, but you're also open to dark vibrational places, dark beings, dark energy. And this is why people who are natural mediums, etc., must work 10 times harder to protect themselves. I've even noticed myself since 2016 that the earth feels vastly different compared to how it used to be. I used to feel that I was way more protected. I used to feel that the veil was not as thin as it is now. Because from 2017 and 2018 mainly, I started noticing that I was getting way more intense demonic attacks that I had ever experienced in my whole entire life. So since I was born, I've always been connected to the spirit world, and I always had problems with dark entities, as you've seen in my story times. However, I've noticed since 2018, so after they activated it again in 2016, I started to experience paranormal things that I had never experienced before in my whole entire life. And nothing had changed. Back then, I was on a really, really high vibration. So, but because I'm a natural medium, I have a natural portal within me. So people like me will be affected by it more easily. And this is why you have to be so careful, and you have to protect yourself even more now, because they're tough to fight off. Like, I had one particular entity that was bothering me for a good 4 years, which I haven't made a video on yet because it was so traumatizing. And I will do a video on it soon, I hope. It was the most hardest thing I've ever gone through in my entire life. And it nearly killed me. It was so, so difficult. And I almost didn't pull through. It. So I know firsthand just how incredibly difficult and hard and strong these dark entities can be. Even for the most devout Christians, it's going to be hard, because unfortunately many Christians are corrupted. And I'm not Christian, but there is a lot of truth in Christianity, like I've said in previous videos. However, it's been massively corrupted. So modern day Christianity, unfortunately, is so corrupted, and they do not tell you the truth. They do not tell you how to actually protect yourself. So I do believe in God. There definitely was Jesus. He was a very powerful, loving being. So there is power in his name. Don't be afraid to like connect to Jesus or God or whoever, or archangels, because you're not a Christian. Because at the end of the day, these are just entities of amazing light and love. So they will give you protection. However, modern day Christianity is actually very satanic nowadays. The Vatican, for example, has been massively taken over, and there was demonic, satanic symbolism everywhere in the Vatican. This is why so many priests are pedophiles and abuse children, because they're not actual real Christians. They have they do not care about any of that. They're completely the opposite. They're just in disguise. But that's a whole other video. So in regards to protecting yourself, you need to massively now put in the effort to having a high vibration. This is why you must heal your trauma, because if you don't heal your trauma, you are also vulnerable to this. This is especially shown really well in actually the Stranger Things season 4, how the demon Vecna, if you haven't seen it, he can only target people and kill them if they have trauma, if they have something haunting them. And this is because they are a target, because that energy is dark matter, it's evil basically, and it opens them up to this energy. So this is why it's so important now to be living a high vibrational lifestyle as much as possible. So do check out my older video on how to raise your frequency and follow those things to a T, because they will massively help you raise your frequency. Because basically what CERN have done is they've created a weapon, because dark matter can be weaponized as well. They can deliberately target a country and shoot that energy to them to make them more violent, to cause chaos, to make, you know, civil war. So this is basically what they want. They want to create absolute chaos and havoc on Earth. This is basically goes hand in hand with my previous video that I made on spiritual warfare. Apparently the LHC machine will be on for 6 months straight. So for the next 6 months, they're going to be collecting dark matter and containing it, which means it's going to be having an effect on the whole world, on everyone that has dark matter within them, which is literally everything, including animals as well, by the way. So everything has an imprint of this. Everything has both light and dark within them. So this is why it's just so stupid when New Agers say there is no good or bad. It's like science, literally, they just don't understand like science because science literally has proven that good and bad exists. It's basically dark matter and matter, good and bad energy. So don't fall for the tricks in the New Age, because it's a load of bollocks, to be frank. Really, really know that the only thing that is going to protect you during the next few months and years of this timeline on Earth, which is going to be quite chaotic, is you having a pure heart, you living a moral life, and you being loving towards people, towards yourself, really having that faith and that connection to God, to light, to love. It's the only thing that's going to help you right now. And many people don't want to do this because it's hard work, but this is what will save you. It's the only thing that will save you, to be frank. And there are other things that are approaching as well that could be potentially happening at the end of 2022 in regards to the Anunnaki returning. So I'm not going to get into that yet because I'm 50-50 on the whole thing. However, it's an extremely interesting thing that I feel like probably will happen, but I'll make that my next video. So comment down below if you want me to do a video on Anunnaki returning, which will basically be commencing a cleanse, a harvesting, the rapture basically on humanity. However, and it will be for a good reason, trust. This is why now it's so imperative to do the work, because if this happens in the end of 2022, and with what CERN is basically doing to the whole of humanity with this weapon, the only protection you will have is if you are in a very high vibration. Keep very healthy boundaries. Keep away from people who are violent or toxic towards you, who do not have a high vibration, because they are going to get worse. They literally are going to get worse. And I've actually seen and read and researched a lot of people who are claiming that people they know that have had the you-know-what have become more violent or developed more like serious mental health issues, because people with that will even be more affected. And this is why everything has been planned perfectly. Everything is connected. So these two things go hand in hand. Because they're all together in this. They're one big cult, like I've said before. They're one big satanic cult, and it's all connected. So bear that in mind, and do not fear it. I know it can sound scary and quite, you know, dooming, but if you keep your vibe high, if you do the work, if you have a pure heart, pure intentions, a pure soul, that you're not contaminated with this dark energy, and you do your utmost best to heal, let go of any trauma. Now is really the time to let go of any trauma. It doesn't matter what happens to you. It doesn't matter who hurt you. Just let it the fuck go. Trust me, I've been through awful trauma myself, but now is really the time to just shed that skin. Don't let it bother you. Be unshakable. Be strong. Be an alchemist and learn to transmute that energy to light energy now. So don't let it affect you anymore. You can do that. You can just decide to let it go. It doesn't matter. Of course, the nervous system and the body will take longer to heal, but the first thing that you must change is your mind, is your thoughts, because they know this. The people and scientists at CERN and all these other places with these dark agendas, they know how powerful the human mind is. They want you to be thinking dark thoughts. They want you to be thinking about violence, revenge, and all these things that lower you, that put you into the same energy as these demonic entities. So do not fall for that. Do not allow them to bring you down, because this is what's going to make you a target. So I hope this video cleared things up for you. I hope this video helps you. If you do want one-to-one guidance and help from me directly, I do offer an oracle card reading service and guidance sessions. So I will link that in the description box down below, along with all my other ebooks, even my free ebook on how to open your third eye, etc. So do click that if you feel called to. And in the meantime, please like, subscribe and share this video so everyone can get the help that they need. And until next time, my loves, please do not live in fear. Please raise your vibration. Know that you can be safe. Know that how powerful you are. Know that your thoughts and energy can be an incredible shield for all this. So lots of love, lots of light. Himza.